Yes, yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please. Apologies on the lateness, people. That is on me, but it is the Friday edition of the show. So I'm joined by my brother from the best coast, which is the West Coast. Eddie is in the building. What are you telling me, Eddie? You good? Yo, you on mute, fam? It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm solid, G. How you, man? How you?
Yeah, man. Oh, blessed, man. Oh, blessed. A little bit tired. That's why I'm slightly late, but here,
Don't
you know what I'm saying?
worry,
And
man. You
here.
got a life to live. I know you be committed to this YouTube thing, but you got a life to live too, my boy. You all straight. You all
Yeah,
straight.
facts. Appreciated, man. Appreciated. But we're here live with everyone that's tapped in. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, you hit the like button on the video. First thing you do, hit that like button. Share this across all the socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. It is road to 7K. We are now under halfway away from 7K. So we're trying to get there expeditiously. Like I stated at the very start of the show, Manchester United show. So keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. And it's been so much going on that a Manchester derby in the FA Cup final has been on the back burner. This has barely been discussed this week because of all the Mason Mount news, Declan Rice, Kim Min Jae, ownership. You know what I'm saying? Hodgland, Kolo Muani, etc. But we'll start with the title. Can Manchester United win the FA Cup final versus Manchester City? Talk to us, Eddie. Thoughts?
Can we? Anybody can do anything these days. You feel me? Will we? I'm a good. You know, it's United through and through. It's in my chest, bro. It's United in my chest, in my heartbeat. So of course I'm gonna say we will. I think again, what this game could be, in my opinion, is a culmination of all the progress we've made, right? And I said it at the beginning when we first found out like this was the matchup. Don't go up there and embarrass us, bro. That's the biggest thing. Like
Agreed.
we've
Agreed.
been at Wembley, we're used to the environment, we understand what it takes. I just hope that Ten Hag, because I feel like he overthinks things, he overcomplicates things, right? Like when you go to Liverpool, you set up the way we did. When you go to City and the set up the way that we did, um, and it's not akin to what we've been doing. That's a kind of theme that I don't
Absolutely.
want to see appear in this matchup right here.
I hear you.
You got the idea of what these cup matches are gonna look like when you went up against Newcastle. And to be fair, Newcastle brought the whole town out, it looked like. So it was pretty split.
Oh, yeah, they did because it was a big final for them because they had a final
Yeah.
in Europe.
So you were in you it was fit you were on a neutral ground, right? And so we need players who have historically been bottle jobs to play like their fucking livelihood depends on it. I'm looking at you, Bruno. I'm looking at Shaw. I'm looking at Juan Bissaka. I'm looking at hell Sancho. I'm looking at Rashford.
Valid point.
The only people I trust in this match are Casemiro and Varane.
That's it.
That's it. That's because they've been in these types of moments. And so I hope that their leadership can get us to a point where in this match where we have a foothold in it. Not dominate it, but not just be passengers at the same time. You dig what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on. That's what I want to see from us. I need to see some fucking fight like I haven't seen. Well, I have seen from us before, right? Like when we got ourselves out that terrible start, that's the type of character I'm talking about. You have to bottle that up and get after it in one game. So I'm excited, but I'm real anxious to see at the same time what these dudes produce. Those dudes that I named, what they produce.
Yeah, you made two very, very valid points there in regards to one in with the manager and saying you hope he's learned from previous mistakes having played Liverpool, having played Manchester City. and go in there and you can't set up like this is an ordinary game against a team that's better than you. This is
Right.
why I'm so adamant about not seeing a 4-2-3-1. This is why I'm so adamant about Bruno being played on one of the wings and you play all three midfielders. Because I've seen you do this before. Ironically, against Manchester City. I've seen you do this where you played Casemiro, you played Fred, you played Ericsson, and it worked because we won the game. We stifled Manchester City. They had one shot on target, which was the goal. Haaland played, Grealish played, De Bruyne played, all their heavy hitters played. And even though, yes, our goal was dubious because of the refereeing decisions and officiating, you make your own luck. And we forced, like, just forget the officiating. We limited the best team in the country going forward to absolutely nothing playing that way. So the blueprint and how to beat Manchester City is there. You know how to set up because that's the last game we played them. Yes, it was at home. Like you mentioned, it's on neutral ground, so it's slightly different. But I'd like to see Ten Hag set up in that way. And then when it comes to the players, like you said, it's on them to step up. Not the players that are new and that we know about. We know about Casemiro's credentials. We've seen his impact this season. We know about Varane's credentials. We've seen his impact in particular in this season. It's on the players you mentioned. Your Sanchos, Brunos, Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw. Can you, man, be complementary pieces to Casemiro and Varane? Rashford, can you continue what I think has been your best season in the Manchester United shirt? Because not only have you got goals and assists to me, you've also added to your overall game. And I've seen you play out of position. And even in games where you've not played well, even in games where you've not got goals and assists, you've actually played well and contributed. So now it's time to step up, of course. Manchester City are the heavy favourites, and rightfully so. They're the best team in the country. They're on for a treble for a reason. But can we beat them? Yes. Do I believe? I'm like you. You know what I'm saying? I believe Manchester United, of course. I'm going to sit here and predict Manchester United, of course. Even despite the injuries to Martinez, Anthony being 50-50, no Sabitzer either. Because I would have preferred to have seen Sabitzer in the midfield alongside Casemiro and Fred. And then Bruno play wide right. I would have just went all energy. All energy. You know what I'm saying? And big up to Boney Tiller as well, who says, big up Eddie, you're the guest with the best Manchester United knowledge analysis in this channel, in my opinion.
I appreciate that, my boy, man. That's crazy. I yeah, I appreciate that, bro. You know, like I said, I learned from guys like Flawless, Saeed, Rance, all the ones who really do this shit. Aaron, all them dudes, you know. Not to get too emotional about the shit. That's the biggest point. Like, y'all ain't gonna clip me. Y'all ain't gonna clip me. I'll tell you that right now. And if you do clip me, I'll give up if y'all do. So, you know, I'll win either way. But now I appreciate the love, man. I try. I appreciate the love.
And just one thing I agree, like with Tiller in regards to Eddie B. And obviously, it's the best. It's Sarcasm City TV, but he's only thing I would say to that. Nah, man, he's not a guest here. You know what I'm saying? He's a co-host on this show, and you see him as a regular on the channel anyway. So that's the only thing I'd say. But facts, you know what I'm saying? And look at Alam saying, big up to Alam as well, says Eddie, new channel coming soon. Trust the process.
I ain't the type, brother. Listen, dog. I struggle with usernames, dog. That ain't gonna happen. Let me tell you something. The only reason I know how to really use a computer like that is because I live in the Bay and it's tech all over the place, dog. I'm stone age like a motherfucker, you know. Cutting, slicing. Shout out to the baddies in high school who helped me pass digital art. You know who you are, man. You know who you are.
There you go. 100%. And shout out to everyone that's tapped in. But currently,
shout out Alarm, my dog.
Shout out Alarm every single time. Now over 42 of you, over 40 of you lot in the building, 42 to be exact. Only at 15 likes. Like check 1212. Let's get us up to 30 likes, people. Please subscribe if you're new. We're currently at 6,608. We're looking for 2 new subscribers. Get us to 6,610. Yeah, go on, fam.
I got a question because these dudes was talking a lot of shit this week. So I got a question.
Yeah, go on.
I told you we get Mount, but we give them Maguire. How would you feel about that?
Yo, I just feel like we've given away shit and just got less shit back. Like it's a trade.
hey, I don't care.
It's a transfer where we both lose, in it. I'm like, all right.
No. Listen, dog, we gonna get some midfielders. Watch my guitar focus. We gonna get some midfielders. They gonna be having Maguire at the bridge. Hello, I'll do it. You know how much I hate that motherfucker. I'll
Oh
do it.
yeah, that could run. Hey,
I'll
hey,
do
hey.
it right now.
You've heard the slogan, man. Fridge at the bridge. You know
Bridge
this. You know what
at
I'm
the
saying?
bridge.
Fridge at the bridge, it
Put
would
that
slap.
on a t-shirt. Put that on a
100%.
t-shirt. Get it sold, man. We come. Maguire gonna have the IG post. We coming. That's what it's gonna be.
Facts.
We coming.
Fridge at the bridge, man. I'm
It's
fully
gonna be
with it.
the you know they got that football edit where it's the jersey tearing and it is the Chelsea right
I
underneath.
know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's say, hey, if we get rid of Maguire, all well and good. I'm just not trying
Yeah,
to see him out. Just sell Maguire. I'm saying it's outrageous. Big up Dortmund
yeah.
David. Big up X. Jeremiah. Big up Warrior J. Star Lord. Lexus. I see you as well. Yeah, United till we die. Jeremiah says flawless. I'm going to be stressed as fuck, man. Tomorrow on my knees the whole game. Yo,
Pause.
just
Pause.
enjoy. You know what I'm
Pause.
saying? Pause Jeremiah, but yes, like it's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be a
will.
it's gonna be a stressful game, 110%. Big up to my guy Matthew as well. Says big up both.
Matthew, what up, though?
Beating the underdog might work in our favor. City are the favorites, but as we know, anything can happen in a derby and a one-off game. That's the thing is, for once, Manchester United are going into a final, and the pressure's not on us. I can't remember the
Crazy.
last final of any sort. So whether it's a domestic cup final, whether it's a European final, Champions League, or Europa League, where the pressure is not on us. This is the least amount of pressure that we've been under. Because when I think about it, to say the Europa League final, we was under pressure with that, and obviously Ollie lost. The Newcastle final, which you mentioned, we was under pressure. Because had we had lost that, we'd be talking a whole lot different about Ten Hag. 110%. And now the conversation would be, is he about to go 0-2 in cup finals? And we know how that could quickly become a conversation, very similar to how Ollie had the issue with semi-finals. And we know how media narratives can generate just like that. So it's very important. So to my knowledge, trying to think of other European finals, FA Cup and League Cup finals, this is the least amount of pressure we've been under going into a final. And I heard this as well, that it's going to be Ortega and not Edison. I did hear this as well.
Yeah,
So
I saw
that's
that
a
too.
plus point. That's a plus point. A big up to Lexus says, out of all the podcasters, Flawless and Rants talk the most sense facts. Hey, big up, man. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Matthew goes on to say it's the forward line that concerns me. Just don't know who it will be, but they have to test Ortega. He's nowhere near the level of Edison. I think now it has to be. I'd personally have Bruno on the right, Sancho on the left, Rashford through the middle. Had Martial stayed fit, I would have played Martial through the middle, Rashford from the left, and Bruno from the right. But now with Martial being out and Anthony being 50-50, it's like fairs. Yeah, go on, fam.
It might be a blessing in disguise this Martial dude not playing. Like, this has been the craziest villain arc for me, dog. I feel like a top red the way I'm just thinking about Martial. This dude, let me break this down, bro.
Talk about it.
He's cooked. It sucks. He's cooked. Body is cooked. Like, some players, it just happens like this, bro. And the unfortunate thing is, I don't think we ever got the best out of Anthony Martial. I really don't. And when I mean the best, when I mean by the best, because you know what we talk about all the time. What separates good from great from the best is the consistency of playing at that high level, game in, game out, whether you in the projects like we was during this Europa League or you really playing at the Etihad right now. What is your level? Where do you keep it at? And it's just and again, it's a bit of it is because of how Ten Hag sets us up. It's people. It's been clear since like I want to like, for at least for me, like 2 to 3 weeks ago. He has abandoned this idea of possession. He has really put in all his eggs in this rapid pace, take the window type of football. It's Liverpool-ish, right? Except we don't have the fullbacks. It kind of comes from our midfield with the Casemiros and the Eriksons of the world playing particular passes. But Sancho's adapting a bit better, which is good to see. I think for the last 2 weeks, I won't go the whole season. I go the last 2 weeks. He's been solid along with Anthony when it comes to our attack. Rashford's been Rashford. I think it just because he was kind of sick and he kind of missed those games, the groove he was in, he lost it. But I think, he's starting to find something. I think, honestly, he can do something in this game, right? But he's going to have a hell of a time. But yeah, to the Martial thing, like, there's nothing that he offers us anymore.
Facts.
I don't trust him on the ball as much as I used to because I just don't think he has the strength to stand up and like to sprint and turn your body in a way that allows you to receive the ball properly. It's just he physically can't do it at that speed. Now, in other leagues that aren't as fast, I think, yeah, he can do it. But in this game, right?
Facts.
I'm looking at, you got Diaz. Stones kind of plays more further up top, but it's usually against like a Kanji and Ake, I think, might be playing, right?
It'd probably be, it depends because he'll probably go Walker, Stones, and then Diaz and Akanji. That'll probably be the four.
Yeah.
But obviously, Stones like kind of inverts and then it's kind of like a back three. So yeah,
right.
Guessing wise, it'll probably be that.
Because I like Rashford's chances against the likes of a Stones and a Diaz more than a Walker, because Walker's going to match the pace and the physicality.
Yes. That's why I would have played Rashford. I was talking about playing Rashford wide right. That's why I spoke about.
Yeah, even right right is cool. I think the good thing about them is when they're in a groove, they're so fluid that one time they end up on the left, the other time they end up on the right, the other time they end up through the middle. Like, they do have some variety when it comes to that. But yeah, me in this game, bro, I'm looking at how we can attack. What are the matchups? And I'm already saying, if we compete in the midfield, if they don't just roll through our midfield, we give ourselves a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
But if they're able to do what they want in that midfield, because that's what the hell happened at the Etihad. Like,
yes,
it was 2 passes and they're already attacking. It was terrible.
Agreed.
So this is what I'm looking at with regards to our lineup, our attack tomorrow, because it's vital. Like you said, they're not playing the starting goalkeeper.
Yeah, they're not. It's not.
FA Cup
it's not Edison and Ortega. Yeah. That's what they're saying anyway.
But you got to put the pressure on, because again, like I think Matthew said it too. Like, bro, they've been cultivating themselves, City, for these types of moments to give the kill shot.
Facts.
And you saw what their kill shot looks like against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But you look at Real Madrid, it's like, okay, are they like them paper tigers, right? Are they like, they look good on paper, but then
paper tigers, I like that.
Right?
That's fine.
Like, you think about, like, again, people, we beat Barcelona, and Barcelona won that league, but then we also lost to Sevilla, who, I mean, hey, now that I'm looking at it, like, shit, hey, bro, them Spanish witch doctors putting in work. They got some juju on that trophy, my boy. That shit don't make 7 times.
7 times? Is it 7 times Europa League?
7 times they won the Europa League, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So yeah, we go see, man. It's all. It's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna repeat it all the time. Don't go up there and embarrass us, bro.
Yeah, man, go out there and use the phrase that I first heard you say. Like, it's try hard time.
Oh, try, yeah.
It's literally energy and effort and closing down, and why it's so important. I would play free in midfield. Why I'm here advocating for Bruno to play. Like, I'm here, and everyone knows I'm not a fan of Bruno, but this is the type of game for him. Play him out wide. Play Fred, another someone who I'm not a massive fan of. I would have played this a bit had he been fit. Casemiro makes sense. If we had a hard-working or left winger, I'd be like, you know what, play him too. But we really don't. I would like to see Malacia as well, because he gives us that energy and athleticism. But both Shaw and Lindelof have been in good form, so probably deserve their spots. And Wan-Bissaka's Wan-Bissaka. So I think I'm just hoping I don't see 4-2-3-1. If I see a 2 with Bruno in the 10, we're getting cooked.
Yeah.
I think that's a big mistake. It has to be 3 central midfielders. I'm looking at Ten Hag very funny if he goes in there with 4-2-3-1. It's like you cannot go in there with that. And I will get to this as well. Big up Memphis the Pie with the super chat. Much appreciated. Of course, if you super chat people, I get straight to your comments. He says flawless thoughts on the Mount Rubens. I think it's a terrible idea, terrible transfer. I see no positives to it whatsoever. And Starlord said something earlier. Big up to Starlord because he's been a member of the channel for 4 months. He said, Marvel sayings, what if Mason Mount balls out? And someone commented on this after a live stream as well. Or if Mason Mount, and a few people said it during the live stream, and it's along the lines of how are you judging Mason Mount? If Mason Mount balls out, you're in the mud. No, if Manchester United sign Mason Mount, you see Eddie's face because he knows exactly what I'm about to say. If Mason Mount balls out, I'll be happy. You know why? Because I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't want Mason Mount to, come to Manchester United and be bad. I want to be wrong about the situation. So when people are like, oh, you be in the mud, you know what I'm saying? You're going to apologize. Yes, of course I will. And I'll be happy because then that means we have a player who's performing well, which means the team has a higher chance of winning matches, which means we acquire more points, win more games, and get closer to winning trophies. So why would I want people acting like I want Mason Mount to fail? No, I just don't rate the idea. So yeah, that's the answer to your question, Memphis Depay. It was two questions. It was two answers in one. But yeah, I don't like the idea whatsoever. Mason Mount, no. But I want to be wrong if we do sign him. I want to be wrong about it, of course. Of course I want to be wrong about it. Same way I wanted to be wrong about Oli. Same way I wanted to be wrong about Cristiano Ronaldo. And the list goes on. When I sit here and criticize any Manchester United player, I don't want to be right. Same way I criticize Bruno. I want Bruno to be as good as the Bruno stan say he is.
I was just about to say that. That's how, it's funny. I'm sorry because I guess I have to make this point what you could.
It's cool for him.
While you were saying all that, you literally just could have copy and pasted in Bruno's name.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's the same thing. Yes,
it's exactly the same. That's the funniest part of it. Not only are they like alike when it comes to the style of play, but how you can generally critique these dudes and combat the pushback. It's like that's hilarious. I just couldn't get my mind across that, bro. That was crazy.
It's the same thing. All the concerns and issues I have with Bruno, all the exact concerns and issues I have with Mason Mount. And then what's ironic is when I listen to Chelsea fans who back Mason Mount, they sound exactly like Manchester United fans who back Bruno. That's when I realized these two are the same players because I'm hearing whether it's a Lewis, whether it's a Surfer, whether it's a Peter, whether it's a C1, a Prime, any of the Alarm, any of the Chelsea fans you see on the channel. When I hear them criticize Mason Mount, I'm like, if you muted this and replaced Mason's name with Bruno and you replaced Manchester United with Chelsea, they'd sound like me. They'd sound like Eddie. They'd sound like Murtaza. They'd sound like Aaron, a Ranta Saeed. The list goes on. So that's where my issue then within lies. But don't get mistaken, people. I want to be wrong. And people are like, oh, you'll be in the mud. Why? Because the player is performing well at my football club. Please explain how I'm in the mud. Oh, you would be wrong. Like, no, I'd apologize. Mason Mount gets here and he gets 20 goals and gets 30 and gets 40 assists in the season of Manchester United win the Premier League. Don't you think I will be absolutely ecstatic? You think me and Eddie would be like, well, it's Mason Mount. So no, I'd be like, I called this wrong. And we would be celebrating. I'd be here drunk, sipping on wine. If Mason Mount lands and he, like I said, he gets 30 goals and gets 20 assists and Manchester United win the Premier League, for example, or win the Champions League, for example, I'm going to celebrate that. You think there's not been players in the past I've not rated at Manchester United? Of course. And some of them are proving me wrong. Some of them are proving me right. Other players I thought who would do well have done badly. I'm here giving my opinions. But yeah, big on Memphis Depay, man. You lot continue to get your questions in as well. Like I stated, if you super chat, I'll get straight to it as well. Let's see what you lot are saying. Don't worry, Warrior J. We'll get to predictions at the end of the stream. Most Def says Sancho masterclass is written in the stars. I hope you're right. Do I see it? No. I think this game is on the players we've been relying on all season: Varane, Casemiro, Rashford, and I throw Eriksen in there for all the criticism. They're the 4 players I'm looking at: Varane, Casemiro, Eriksen, Rashford.
I will say this though.
Go on.
It wouldn't hurt, right? That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt.
100%. To Memphis Depay, who says Chelsea fans are even more delusional to think they are getting 80 million for Mount. They acting like it's easy to sell 15 players. Yeah, it's dependent on, because Chelsea have got a lot of players who are rumored to be leaving. It is very much dependent on the value. The fact that Chelsea are looking for 70, 80 million reportedly, people. This is all reports for Mason Mount, who's in the last year of his deal, and you lot don't want to keep. Makes no sense from a business perspective. The fact that Manchester United are interested in, like, right, we'll pay X amount. Let's say it's 50 million. It's a player you don't want. He's in the last year of his deal, and he doesn't get into your first team. So why would you not sell him for 50 million? I don't get. It's not like Chelsea are going broke. It's not like they need the money to go and do other deals. So I don't get it, but big up for the super chat. But I don't think Chelsea fans think they're getting 80 million for Mount. I think most Chelsea fans would trade him for some skills, to be honest.
Facts.
Literally. No, you forget selling, they'd swap him for some skills. I'm guaranteed, the way that I've seen Chelsea fans rejoicing in just the rumors. Because bear in mind, Fabrizio Romano tweeted it yesterday that personal terms have been agreed, but a deal is not imminent because of the valuation, which I think is crazy.
Because you know,
Chelsea asking for this much. Yeah, go on, fam.
But you know, I mean, this is the only saving grace that I have is like we agreed on personal terms with De Jong.
True.
Like for me, like personal terms, like it is what it is. Like we can agree to you know, when I move in, I'm finna paint up this whole spot. How much is the rent? Oh, well, you know, I got about 100 for you. Rent is $1,000, sir. Like, but hey, we agreed that if I move in there, I get to paint up the whole thing, right? Like, yeah, but you got to pay rent first.
Yeah. That's a very, very valid analogy. It is.
That's the only saving grace we got right now. Like I said, brother, I take some can't go back all-star from League One. Because I know you're gonna kick the shit out of people in midfield before I take Mason Mount, dog. I tell you that right now.
Facts. Like, that's my issue, because people, like you mentioned it in terms of, again, at the start of the show where you said it seems Ten Hag is going away from a possession-based style and going more pace and power, more running, more athleticism. Yeah. Here's the thing, people. Let me make this clear. I have no issue with him going with that style. I trust the manager. I back the manager. My problem is go and get the best players for that profile. If you're going to go that way, go get the best. That's not Mason Mount. Go get someone unknown. That's my thoughts on it. Yeah, Warrior J, I think Fred plays tomorrow, 100%. It's just a question of if it's Fred with Casemiro and Eriksen, or is it just Fred with Casemiro, which I think is a terrible idea. Has to be 3 midfielders. Yeah. Tenero knows ball, says big up Flawless and Eddie. Hopefully I can be on the show soon. Shout out Nero. Yep, every time. Hopefully I can be on the show soon, starting my channel after the season ends. Hey, man, good luck with your channel. And in terms of appearing on the channel, I'm going to run fan calling shows throughout the summer. So anyone who wants to get on the channel, I will be running fan calling shows exclusively on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. I'm patterning the schedule, but you'll get them at least twice a week, people. That's over on the Twitch, around 1 on Tuesday. I'm just trying to figure out during June, during July, when to run them and have them as a regular part of the schedule, so you know where to find them. So yeah, that's to anyone. Because then if you end up on the channel that way, boom. It's like, or if you join the membership, like Eddie, for example. Eddie joined the membership. He was on the member show, so I was like, yeah, this guy's good at what he does. All right, cool. And then he ended up on ManDem United, like many others. Alam's another one. Many of the regulars you see on the channel, people, were either members or called fan calling shows. So if you're good, obviously I'm not daft, obviously. If the people like you as well, then I'm gonna get you lot on. So yeah, Nero knows ball, man. Feel free. Feel free to call in, because fan calling shows is open to everyone, any club. You know what I'm saying? And that. Pull up, exactly. Hey, big up to Jeremiah, says realist one flawless. Big up every single time. Bro man says, so I guess Ten Hag wants that type of profile of player in the 10. I'm cool with the profile. My problem's the personnel.
Yeah.
Cool with the profile. That's it. That's my shoot.
That's been it. I think you've been consistent with that. People, there's honest to God's truth. There's more Mason Mounts out there than you really think. Don't let that Chelsea badge fool you.
Yes.
100%. Don't let that Chelsea badge fool you. He's not unique.
Facts.
He's not special. Mm-hmm. Damn near. He's a Super Saiyan like Gallagher, low key.
He's a better version of Gallagher. Yeah, exactly.
Better version of Gallagher. We got one already in Bruno who fits the same profile, just run around a lot, trick y'all. Shout out to Westbrook. But But like Flawless said, if he comes out here and makes an impact, then
Mhm.
it is what it is. And then here's the other thing too. And this is the only way it works for me, right? Let's say because I don't how many English. I mean, how many English players do you need?
It's something like I think it's 8, but we've got enough. That's the thing.
Oh, we've got enough on the books.
I think we've got enough. And the thing is, even if we're gonna go sign English players, go sign quality English players.
I
You
would
know what I'm saying?
say because that's what I think. You know how they like to use it as a quota thing for us. I'm about to use the quota thing for him.
Yeah. I said that on the terrace. I said, "What is he, the token black man?" I was like, "What we
That's
doing here?
it. That's it.
Like, what we doing here? The fuck?"
Because I'm seeing because I saw the McGuire for Mount Swap. I was like, oh well, then maybe that's what we dealing with here. Like he's hit the quota mark. But yeah, trust me, if he's like if we get two, the only way I'll stomach it even less, not as bad, is if we get 2 more midfielders. Right? Like if we sign 2 more midfielders who are better than him, that way in the when it comes to the pecking order, he's nowhere near having that much of an involvement. And like I don't know, other English players get out of there. That's the only time it makes sense for me that I can digest what's going on. Other than that, I don't like it. That's it, period. And it puts like Ten Hag and me he got some explaining to do with this one, man.
No, facts, 110%. And then even still, let's say we do go and sign 2 quality midfielders alongside Mount. I still look at Mount and go, that's just a waste of a space. Imagine we had 3 very good. Imagine we had 3 good midfielders instead of 2 now. It's like what we could do. Bear in mind, our midfield's bang out. Our midfield overall is shocking people. Let's not get this mistaken. When you look at it in total, forget the individuals. I'm saying when you look at it in its totality, and you look at it overall, and you look at our 5-6 central midfielders, so include all your 6s, or your 8s, or your 10s. Take Casemiro out, it's shockingly bad for a team that is trying to compete at the highest level. If we're a team trying to compete for top 4 and domestic trophies and Europa Leagues, cool. If we're trying to dine at the top table and go and compete and win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, we are so far away with that midfield alone. Never mind the rest of the team. Let's not even get into the rest of the team. I'm saying, let's not even get into the goalkeeper and the fullback areas and striking area. Let's not even talk about that. This is just the midfield alone. It's crazy. It is. You lot continue to get your questions in. I dealt with the bots in it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know we're moving. And you got bots in the chat. So yeah, man, I deleted them all. I keep an eye on that as well. And we're just talking about this. Dortmund David says, oh yeah, flawless. Would you just sign a Casado for a midfielder or sign 2 midfielders, Casado and another midfielder? I've said it for the longest. We need 3 midfielders. We need a backup to Casemiro. We need a major upgrade on Eriksen. And we need a 5th. And we need like a 5th choice behind those 4. So, for instance, a backup to Casemiro, for example, people say Onana from Everton. I would be happy with that. And then
I would even start him.
And then the upgrade. But then the thing is, even though he's a backup to Casemiro, that you're making my point, Eddie.
He's good enough to start.
You could start him and Casemiro if you really wanted to. Yeah. If you're really trying to shut up shop and play him, Casemiro, and another. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd have the major upgrade on Eriksen. For example, people not saying we sign him as a De Jong. So you have De Jong, you have Onana, and then someone asked me about would I rather get Tielemans. If Tielemans or a Rabiot or a Sabitzer was the 5th choice, I go, cool. You know why? Because you barely see them. The same way we've barely seen Scott McTominay this season. As Scott McTominay started, apart from the early part of the season, as Scott McTominay started 2 games back-to-back, no. That's why I don't worry about 5th choice. So why when people talk about the backup goalkeeper, I'm like, you barely see them. They're like distant relatives. How often you see distant relatives? You know what I'm saying? Maybe someone's birthday, Christmas, you know what I'm saying? A wedding and a funeral. That's it. Like, that's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, your 5th choice midfielder is. That's what your backup goalkeeper is. Chinlu says, why not go and hijack the Thuram deal from Liverpool? He's a baller. I had Ram on here on obviously the United Liverpool show. Out just off his profile, I'd go get him. From what Ram was telling me, I'm like, yo, athletic, covers the ground, pace and power, technically sound. Cool.
He a beast.
I'd go sign him. I think he's 6'3".
Nah, he a beast, bro. He a beast.
You saying, oh, you a fan of his, yeah? Go on, talk about it.
I've seen him play a couple times because I got the package that got League Uno, and I think I saw him with the French team as well, and I was just watching his movement. Yeah. It's one of those like Onana situations where the size and the agility is crazy. So he's one I could imagine, but we're United, bro. Like at least this version, we just don't seem to have a sense of what we truly need, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even going with this whole Kane thing, it's like if the manager wants to play at a breakneck speed, why is investing in Kane such a priority?
Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
even if, like, you look at a guy like Weghorst,
Yeah.
Weghorst again, he tricked y'all. He just run around a lot,
He does run around a lot.
but
Try hard.
he's try hard, but he's faster than Kane.
Yeah, he can shift better than Kane.
He can shit better than Kane, so I
Yeah.
understand that.
He's a bad presser. He's a bad
Better
presser.
presser, right? So I understand that. But this other business, I mean, again, I guess it's the goal scoring. I understand that, but it's just the fit, people, and saying you don't want, in certain circumstances, saying you don't want a player on your team is not saying that he's not a great player.
That's it. Thank you.
That's it. It's not. It's those two things aren't like they can be exclusive to each other, bro. Like it's not. Let's not get it wrong. Like I've had my thought about Kane was legit. Like we're not the team for that.
Yeah, and you said this from early because I remember me and you debating it, and I was like, "Huh?" And now I get it.
Yeah, it kind because my reference point was Richarlison. At that point, Richarlison had been on foolishness. So I looked real crazy because I went to Richarlison. If I had said somebody else,
if you would have said someone else, it would have had more legs. Yeah.
I said Richarlison, and I'm just like, yo, and I'm looking back at the tape, like, brother, you said Richarlison. What did Antonio say? He scored 4 goals. He took his top off 4 times. Like, come on, bro, we can't do it. So yeah, that's where I slipped up. But yeah, that was my thing. Like, Kane is dope, but like it's past it. Like if this was Kane 3 years ago, he could make way. But
yeah,
he ain't
people
there.
don't get it mistaken. He's a bagsman. I think he's world class.
Yeah,
world class people. If he gets here, he'd score goals. He gets assists. The team would be better. He improves us. All of that. But it's about Eddie said it. It's about the fit for the team. I watched us sell world-class Van Nistelrooy and get better and replace him with a teenage Cristiano Ronaldo and Louis Saha from Fulham. And we got better. You know why? Because them two there were better for the team overall. And ironically, the same issues Van Nistelrooy had, Kane has. And the same things that Louis Saha and Cristiano Ronaldo, teenage Cristiano Ronaldo at 18, 19, have over Van Nistelrooy is the same things, and Ivan Toney or Hodgland or whoever you want to get has over Kane in terms of mobility, especially in 2023, where being an athlete is so much more important now. Non-athletic players in attacking areas don't succeed anymore like that. Kane being one of them. And Kane, bear in mind, wins nothing for Spurs. Let's just get it out there. But take a Kane out of this equation. Take a Benzema, who's one of the best strikers we've ever seen. Take a Mahrez, who's not only one of the best right wingers in terms of top 10 overall in the Prem, he's in one of the best sides we've seen. That's why Grealish went there and struggled. Bear in mind, people, Grealish has scored less goals than Sancho in the Premier League. Right. And don't get me wrong, for anyone who says Grealish is better than Sancho. Yes, Grealish is better than Sancho and has been. I'm just saying, is that not eye-opening? Is that not eye-opening? When you look at the two teams and the deficiencies in particular in Manchester United's team. But yeah, I'm just like, I get what you're saying with the Kane thing. I have the same issues, the same concerns, I should say. Definitely. Yeah, anyone I see you lot in the chat asking me about Maddison, anyone know who's watched me for any significant amount of time knows I'm a fan. I've said I'd take Maddison. And to Jesse, who says, Flawless, you think one player carries us tomorrow? No, but I think one player can make a huge impact. Like, let's say Casemiro plays 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That increases our chances so much of winning this game. If Varane's at 10 out of 10, if Rashford's out of 10 out of 10, if Eriksen with his passing range is at 10 out of 10, they're the 4 I'm looking at. It's those 4, but Ten Hag got to set us up in the right way. If we go there 4-2-3-1, it's a wrap. I might turn off after we concede the first goal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's gonna be like honest. It's the thing with Eriksen is always regards to fitness. And at least the good part is he's had a couple of days off in a row to really rest his body. So this way, because again, he like if it's me, I look at their midfield. It's like who they're gonna go? Rodri, De Bruyne,
probably Gundogan.
Gundogan, like, so you're not dealing with the whole level of physicality, right? And I think,
De Bruyne is the one. That's why we just need to just try and overpower them.
yeah, like that's why again you put a Fred out there.
Yes.
You put a Fred out there because his energy is going to be an issue for the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
You put a Casemiro out there, he's gonna just have to be, hey man, it's top flight security at the rope. Nobody getting past. Anybody who tries that shit, hey, you're gonna take some payment for a little bit, my boy. That's what it gotta be like.
Yep.
You have to make it miserable on there. That's how you mess up timing.
Yes.
Physicality messes up timing, people, in any sport.
Yes.
It's all about rhythm, right? Especially when it's ball movement, it's about a rhythm. City play with a certain particular rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
But if you engage with them at every stop, you can break up that rhythm that makes them so dangerous. It's easier said than done now. But I do think from a fullback standpoint, depending on, again, for me, off the left, they play
It's probably Grealish on their left-hand side. It'd be
Grealish. On their right, it's
going to be Mahrez or Bernardo Silva. If I'm guessing, I'd say Bernardo Silva.
If it's that, then you put Delo, I think, on the left-hand side.
So you played the low left back.
I played the low left back because I can't trust Malacia in these kinds of moments not to get lost in the game.
Okay, first.
And I don't want Shaw running around all that much. So I put Shaw at center back, I put Varane at the other center back, and I put Wan-Bissaka, a.k.a. Mr. Pelican Bay 24-hour lockdown. I put that, we take that Grealish thing out of there.
Yeah.
Right. That's how I kind of would set up defensively. Yeah, because again, it's not the thing is, it's not the running with them. It's the ability to manipulate the ball whenever they want to. Like, that's what makes them dangerous.
Yes.
There's not a whole bunch of athletes. So man to man, if you're structured, you have the physical tools to keep up with them and make shit difficult, right? Like, that's what I joke about him a lot, but that's what makes Pat Bev so difficult, right? Physically, mentally, he's a dog.
Yeah.
There's no back down. And when you couple that physicality that he has with the quickness that he has, that's what makes him a great defender. When I look at Wan-Bissaka in that respect, Wan-Bissaka is like they call him Spider-Man for a reason.
Yes.
Brother got that East African build. I'm talking about the short torso and the long ass, I'm scratching my knees, standing up arms. They're gonna talking about. That's what he got. It's like he built like Slender Man, but he got some muscle on him, so I won't call him Slender Man. But you see that, like, it's all arms, all legs. And when he gets that tackle right, it's like, damn, how'd you do that? But then you look at him like, oh, because how you built, like it's the way you're athletically gifted. Same thing with Varane. Shaw's a shit house when he wants to play hard. Like, he's stout. You don't move him in the same way that Martinez is stout, fearless. You don't move them.
Yeah.
You got to deal with Holland. Holland got to see different things, different tricks.
We dealt with Haaland well last time. That's one thing I will say. Last time we dealt with him very, very well. We kept him quiet.
It's just the problem is, if we see, again, like I said, Shaw in space with Haaland having a run.
Hey, that's why we make sure we don't let that happen. We don't let that happen. We are not further than 25 yards from our goal. What are we doing?
Yeah.
We better sit deep. I'm saying De Gea be on the edge of your 6-yard box, no, on the penalty spot, ready to rush out and sweep a keep. 110%. But before we continue, just under 70 of you lot in the building, let's bump up these likes though, man. Like check 1212. We're only at 32 likes. Get us up to 50 likes, people. Get us up to 50 likes. Continue to get your questions in. Like I said, hit that like button as soon as you land. Subscribe to the channel as well. Right, we're at 6,620. Jeez. All right, we're looking for 5 more subscribers, people. Get us to 6,625 people. Looking for 5 more subscribers. I know there's at least 5 of you lot who have not hit that subscribe button, so make sure you do so. hit that like button as well. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. I'm going to drop it again. Many great perks, including how to get on the channel, plus more, 3 different levels, people. Let's see what else you lot are saying. But yeah, we got to defend deep, defend well, like you said. And then on the break, it's key. Get the ball into Casemiro, Ericsson, and turn them around quick. It's got to be 1-2 touch right round the corner to Rashford.
Yeah.
Whether it's through the lines, whether it's over the top, whether it's into the channels, whatever. Have to. You know what I'm saying? And that it has to be that. It's got to be quick. As soon as we win the ball back, I'm saying 2 passes and it's gone. Pass from whoever into a Casemiro out the feet, long ball. Same with the Ericsson. I'm saying, or even if we play it long and it goes into Sancho or Bruno and it sticks out wide, and then we get up the pitch that way. Like maybe we can do that. That's what we'll have to do. Set pieces will be key as well. We have to try and get something from set. We have to utilize set pieces, even though we're not the best set piece team. We're not the tallest. We have to utilize that. We have to, because that's what we in the Carabao Cup final. That's how we got the first goal. It was Casemiro.
Right.
Ironically, Casemiro against Chelsea. So it might just be a question of, get the ball in the mixer. Get the ball in the mixer. That's what we need to do.
We got to dirty the game up, bro. It cannot be a clean game.
Yes.
It cannot be a clean game. We're not built for that.
Yeah.
So people got to muck it up. People got to be dogs out there. Because if you're not going to be a dog out there and you're going to try and play that pretty football, that's what they do. That's what, again, people, the thing about Pep is you love him because he's a winner, but you also love him because of the football that he plays.
Thanks.
Right? So what I'm thinking that, like, I think the manager will do is, like you said, we ain't moving from this goalpost, man. We like if it's 11 people inside the box, it's 11 people inside the box. Like, we not playing games. We're not here to like. And then tactical fouling is coming into play.
Yeah.
Like, shit gonna have to get mucky. It's gonna have to. But again, like I said, I think that's when we were at our most successful, right? When we were absolute dogs, we weren't playing pretty football, but we were taking our Rashford. Let me not say we. Let me say Rashford was taking his opportunities, and defensively, we were too hard to beat. Like the Old Trafford game again shows you can do it. You have the personnel to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I'm drawing confidence from. The last time we played these, man.
Yeah,
and I'm like, the blueprint is there. The personnel is there. Ten Hag has to just set us up that way, and then the players have to implement it. I'm so like, it's so important that we have 3 midfielders out there. Like I said, if Sabitzer had been fit, whole different conversation. But the only 3 central midfielders we have are Casemiro, Fred, and Ericsson. To me, it has to be those 3. If I don't see all 3 of those on the pitch, something went wrong. And I'm also advocating for Bruno as well. He has to play, which I think he will. I'm just not trying to see him central. Let him play out wide and then invert and go into that midfield, because they've got Rodri, they have De Bruyne, or they have Gundogan. Those 3 are going to be in there. That matches up against our 3, and then they're going to have Stones inverting as well. Have Bruno invert and get in there and get in that way. And then you mentioned Dalot at left back, which I also do like, because if Bernardo Silva inverts into there, Dalot is more than capable to go with it. I don't mind that matchup whatsoever. So it's kind of like, do that also. Everything is central. That where they cook you is from a central position. We need to clog up the lane. That's what we need to do. We need to block that lane, get as many midfielders, energetic runners. Like I said, if Sabitzer was fit, I'd say don't play Ericsson. And I'd play Sabitzer in there alongside Fred and Casemiro, and have Bruno in there. Then you just got 4 straight runners. And then you got Ericsson to bring off the bench. You got Garnacho to bring off the bench, which I think could be key. Anthony, even at 50-50, him off the bench. But with Garnacho and Anthony, they're 2 players I look at and go, you can be difference maker later down the line. Say there's 20 minutes to go and it's 0-0 or it's 1-1. Garnacho off the bench. And we've seen the impact Garnacho had in the Premier League game. Is it going to be tough? Yeah, people. But we have to hope they have an off day and we're on it, which can happen. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It really is. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Let's see. Chris says gotta go Rashford up front, get him away from Walker. I don't think we got a choice. With
Yeah,
the injuries. I
yeah.
don't think there's a choice. He's not gonna play Weghorst. Martial's injured, so it's gonna be Rashford through
He
the middle.
might play Weghorst.
So what you think he could go Weghorst up top, Rashford from the left, and what Bruno from the right, or something like that?
Bruno or Sancho.
I'm just really
But the
not
only
trying to
thing
think
is, and then maybe, but the only thing is, discipline wise, you kind of have to put. Yeah, you can't. You have to put Bruno on the right in this game because he's gonna wander up there all the like. He just
Yeah.
wanders, right? He
Mhm.
just miraculously ends up in front of goal all the time
Wow.
when he's supposed to be playing as an 8, right? So you can't have that because that was one of the biggest problems. Anytime Bruno went to attack
Mhm.
and they won the ball back, whenever they did that space that he's supposed to occupy, somebody from City would slot up in there, receive the pass. Next thing you know, they're on the attack.
Mm-hmm.
If you have Bruno out wide, playing balls into Rashford and shit, like I would probably go maybe Weghorst left just to have Kyle Walker think about some shit from a that tall ass dude from the back post. Maybe Bruno puts in a cross and you play Rashford through the middle. I might do that because again, even when we do lose the ball, like Weghorst can at least make it a bit difficult for them to make that initial pass.
He'll press. You know what I'm
He'll
saying?
press,
He'll be
right?
energetic.
He'll be in the game.
Mhm.
Finishing wise, no comment. I tried. I'm not gonna be his lawyer. But hopefully he can play a pass in, or like Rashford will be our de facto striker. Everything should be centered about how do we get him an opportunity to
Yes.
be one-on-one with the defender, not name Walker.
Yes.
So that's kind of how I set the team up.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. I really do. Like I said, you lot continue to get your questions in before we close out in the next 20, 25 minutes or so. Chris says, latest about Mount, no personal terms agreed. United still valuing below 50 million. Chelsea won 80 million. This deal is light years from being done. Don't know why everyone's panicking. Chris, the reason why I'm so unhappy about it is our sheer interest.
Yeah.
Whether this deal gets done or not, the fact that we legit been interested in Mount, we've made a genuine approach. We're trying to make the deal happen. We're willing to spend 50 million on him are all red flags. They're all alarms. You know, like they have codes for different, you know what I'm saying, for different emergencies. This is a code red. And this is cold bright red. This is the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? This is where they pull the alarm, you know what I'm saying? And the alarm's going crazy and everyone's like, yo, the world's coming to an end. That's how it feels. I feel like we in Marvel and we on Sokovia. That's what it feels like. This is Sokovia. Where it's like, how is this shit coming down? That's
Right.
what it's like. That's my biggest concern is because like Eddie said, you can go and find Mason Mounts. There's nothing special about him. If you like that profile, cool. Go and get better. We are signing Chelsea's cast-offs. If he stays at Chelsea, he does not start for them next season. So why do we want a player who don't start for the team who finished 12th? He don't start for them now. Bear in mind, he wasn't injured the entire time. So that's why I'm concerned. It's a major, major, major red flag to me. I don't like it at all. I see no benefits to the deal. That's my big problem. Let's see what else. Big up Rhino every single time. Says big up the ManDem, like the video people. Tomorrow is gonna be, and he's got his eyes closed. Yes, right, hey, Rhino, yeah. It's gonna be, yeah.
It's gut check
Rhino,
time,
yeah.
people.
It's good. Gut check. You know what I'm saying? Gut check time. But someone mentioned it, and we have spoke about the physicality in midfield. Would you deploy Fred to Matt De Bruyne?
I would. The only thing is, if I do that, then Ericsson has to deal with the Rodri or a
Or a Gundogan?
Gundogan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Ericsson can stick with a De Bruyne better than he can a Gundogan but Gundogan, like his movement is different. And defensively, I don't want him having to deal with that. So I'd probably put Fred because, in my opinion, I think Gundogan's the better of those two.
Mm.
I'd probably have Fred keep an eye on Gundo more than I would have. I think Erickson can maintain something with KDB. I really do. I think KDB has been playing well. He's been attacking well, but I still think that Gundo just is that type of player to take a game over in these kinds of environments. That's what that's why I think so. Yeah, probably put him on Gundo, but I wouldn't be mad if KDB and he had a system for Erickson and Casemiro to deal with the other two.
No facts. Why that, fam? Like, because Rhino said, "Yeah, I'm sure Fred did that when we beat them at home. Pep will probably anticipate that, maybe. So maybe it's just a question of zones. Like when they're in the zone, go and get whoever, rather than target one. I think Ten Hag will have some form of plan, and I think Pep will have some form of plan for that, just in case as well. But it is going to be interesting. And to Josu said, let me see it to this. Flawless Mount isn't playing because he's beefing with Chelsea over the contract, not because he's not good. No, before he was beefing with them over the contract, he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
I did a lot of Chelsea watch-alongs. I've watched a lot of Chelsea over the past 2 to 3 years. Before the contract issues, he wasn't playing. And when you line them up now, he doesn't start for them now. He doesn't improve Chelsea now. Forget signings. If they sign Agate, he don't play in their midfield. They've got Nkunku
Yeah,
coming. So it's
that's the
Nkunku,
wrap.
it's Agate, it's Enzo. He don't play for them. He's not a right winger. He's not a left winger. They're going to sign a 9 of some sort, and he's not a 9. So I'm not hearing this. Don't bring me no player that can't start for Chelsea. I'm sorry. You finished 12th. I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, because even that, it's like we even been talking about Caicedo. So imagine they bring in Caicedo and
Exactly.
Ugarte, if that's how you say his name. And
Yeah. I think it's Agate. Yeah. That's
no,
what I've
it's
been
a wrap for
pronouncing.
you. It's a wrap for them, bro. It's
Facts.
ugly. It really
They're,
is.
they're looking at Casado and Agate. Let's even throw in a Declan Rice in there, for example.
Mm,
Why would he? He's behind all of them.
yeah.
Behind all of them comfortably. So why
Yeah.
do I want him at Manchester United when you don't even compete? You're not even in the conversation.
Yep.
You're not even a debate. That's my problem, people. I'm not saying it has to be clear and out the best. The point I'm making is be in the conversation. I ain't trying to see no Mason Mount at my football club. I leave that to other people trying to, you know what I'm saying, get behind that nonsense. Really not. Yeah, you lot beefing in the chat is jokes. Let's see what else you lot saying. Alfredo says tomorrow is a prove it game for Sancho. All I'm saying. What I'd say to that is it don't matter to me. If Sancho
Yeah.
balls out, I still have my reservations over him regardless. Obviously, I'll be over the moon and be happy for him and celebrate the FA Cup. But Sancho's just not it. He can only, I've said this before, I think he can only play central. Him out wide is not the way forward. Him out wide is not the way forward. He's not direct enough. He's not quick enough. Not that he's not fast because he can shift, but you have to be electric. You got to be pace and power. That's not Sancho.
Yeah.
Well, he's technically good enough to play centrally, but is Ten Hag going to play him in a 10?
That's the
That's the issue
question.
you have with him.
That's the question.
That's the only position I see from him at 10 at false 9, somewhere central within the attack.
Yeah. I do think within a front four, like you said, like that 4-2-3-1 setup, that kind of, and then it kind of like because the low place and Wan-Bissaka plays so high, it's like it's weird. It's almost like we usually have like it feels like we always have like 5 in midfield, you know. But I think with Sancho, you can't let one game be the make or break it for you. I think this next season, though, definitely. I think with Sancho, we've seen him, and like I said previously, in a run of good form.
Yeah.
So we understand he's been playing well of recent. So there's no indication that it would stop here. So the hope is that, along with the others we're talking about, I just need to see him compete at a level where he's not making mistakes. He's sprinting his ass off, not looking to cut inside. Because the crazy thing is, right, if you kind of look at his goals, they don't necessarily come through him like sprinting, but when the game slows down in that little space, in those little pockets, you see his magic.
Yeah, you can see his skill level. You can see
his
what he's
skill
very
level,
good at. Absolutely.
right? And so I'm thinking they'll have moments like that because of how City set up shop. And whether that's, again, we've seen him play those tight assists. We've seen him take shots from distance. You know there's a player in there. Hopefully tomorrow we see some of that, because if we do, that only increases our odds of getting this result.
Facts. Without doubt. And yeah, Rhino, you're right. Here it says, yeah, we just need a good game plan, nullify any triangles. Normally we miss the third man run when we try double up on too many players. The game plan's there. And for someone who asked me as well, my ideal formation, exactly how we set up against them at Old Trafford with the 4-3-3. So when people are like, oh, Ericsson or like Fred over Ericsson, no, I'm playing all three. I'm playing three central midfielders. And I'm playing shifting Bruno wide right. And I'm playing Sancho from the left. You know what I'm saying? With Rashford up top, Wan-Bissaka, Varane. I would go Luke Shaw, even though Lindelof's been in good form. And then I would go Malacia just for what we've spoken about, the athleticism. And just the pace and power down that side. I would have that. And another left footer over there as well. That's what I would.
I'm gonna hop out and hop back right back.
Yeah, no stress, fam. No stress. All good. No stress. I'm saying Eddie will be back shortly, people. Let's see what you lot are saying. Josu says, Nari won player of the year 2 seasons in a row. Come on now. Poch wants him to stay as well. So because Poch wants him, I should rate him. Nah, I'm good. And he won player of the year 2 seasons in a row. So what? Bruno's created the most chances. I think second most big chances in the last 5 years. I don't rate him either. Don't know. Josu, answer me the question. What does Mason Mount excel at on the football? That's all I want to know. You tell me. Don't bring me no guy who's got 9 open play assists in his entire Premier League career. 9 people. He has 9 open play assists in his Premier League career. So we know he don't do shit going forward. And we know he ain't defensively sound. What does he do? So yeah, Josu, I ask you, on the football, what does Mason Mount excel at? And when I say excel, on a scale of 0 to 10, what is he 8 out of 10 or better at on the football? Don't bring me no off the ball attributes, please. Oh, yeah, if City go 1-0 up, yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah. Yeah, Warrior J, yeah, I've spoken on this. Yeah, I'd play Bruno wide right and have him invert. Very similar again to like how we approach them in regards to the game at Old Trafford. Yes, 9 open play assists. 9 open play assists in his Premier League career. So that does not include free kicks. That does not include corners or set. Yeah, well, free kicks and corners are the only set pieces. Doesn't include either of them. 9. So people are always trying to back this nonsense. It's crazy. People trying to back this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So Josu, over to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I asked you a question, so please respond.
What do you
actually, on top of that, Josu, as well, who do you support? I forgot. Who's your team? Are you United or Chelsea, or are you someone else?
I think he's Chelsea, or maybe he might be United.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fairs. I can't remember. I legit can't remember. Yeah, Ryan. JC says no chance. Pep is the GOAT. It's going to be very tough.
Hey, he got a hell of a shout.
It's going to be
hell of a shout. The thing is, when you talk about Pep, like, you always got to talk about. See, Sir Alex was dope but with Sir Alex, it's like creating a culture that makes
let me just get to this quick. So you said defensive work rate, that's off the ball. That's not on the ball. That's off the ball defensive work rate. Goal scoring. He scored. 1 second, I'll tell you right now how many goals he scored. Let's kill this dead right now.
Fucked up now.
Let's get to this. Cause I love it. I love attack. I love when people just be talking absolute nonsense. So let's get to this. We'll pull up the stats. Man said goal scoring. All right. Goal scoring. So goal scoring. So he's got 3 goals in 24 games this season. He's got 11 in 32 the season before. He's got 6 in 36 the season before that, and 7 in 37 before that. So in his entire career, actually, I can't even do all the numbers because it's got Chelsea under 21s, Vitesse, and Derby. But yes, only one time has he scored more than double figures for Manchester United. So forget goal scoring. He's not a goal scorer. We know that fact. Progressive passing, I disagree with that entirely. What's passing in general? Quick is off the ball. Quick is not on the ball. You know what I'm saying? And it's half turns, not all that. So this is just complete nonsense as always.
And being
Complete
faster than
nonsense.
Bruno ain't a
Complete nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Bear in mind, people, I asked specifically, and I said it 3 times, people. I said on the ball attributes. Notice how he mentioned 3 different off the ball attributes.
We've
Notice
been
that.
before, my
You
boy.
can't trick, you can't trick me like that. Man said defensive work rate. He said goal scoring, which is just incorrect. You know what I'm saying? And quick. I'm saying they're off the ball. You know what I'm saying? Goal scoring is not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the numbers ain't there. So that's a lie. Defensive work rate's off the ball. Quick is off the ball. Notice that, people, how people try and throw in extra. Now, if I said, what does Modric do on the football? People would have a list as long as your arm. Have a list as long as your arm. 110%. But he don't succeed. He don't excel at anything. Like I said, he has 9 open play assists. So where's this progressive passing? Nonsense. He has 9 open play assists in his Premier League career. I think he's got 14 overall. No, 19 overall. He's got 19 in 129 games.
Is this your king? Like is this your king?
So the numbers don't match it. But okay, we're moving it. Josu, who's your team? Are you a Chelsea fan? If you're a Chelsea fan, let me ask you, do you want to keep him then?
That's a good question.
Do you want to keep him? That's what I want to know. Like I said, I'm not hearing from anybody who doesn't want to keep him at their team or doesn't want them in their team. If you don't want him in your team, I'm not hearing from you. I'm sorry. I'm not paying no attention. Now, if you want Mount in your team, I hear your argument. I hear your debate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hella overrating average players. Hella overrating average players. Like I said, Chelsea fans. You know what I'm saying? And that.
Yeah, we're guilty of it too.
Okay,
not
Josu,
us, not here, but the fan base.
Nah, facts. Josu, no, you gave me off the ball attributes. I asked you in particular for on the ball attributes. You know what I'm saying? And I asked you for he's the United fan. I asked you for on the ball attributes.
Oh, you trying to sabotage the home base, man. Come on, man.
Facts. I ain't tossed them aside.
You'll get kicked out of our COD live. You keep this up, man.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Man said defensive work rate, quick, 2 off the ball attributes, goal scoring, which is just completely incorrect. Progressive passing, which is why he has 9 open play assists in his entire career. So that's 4. But hey, in it, we move. Like I said, you don't get in the Chelsea side.
People. Let me tell you something for free. You might not know about this football shit, right? Teams in the Big 6, they usually don't let go of their best players. Can we just leave it there? Like, I get all that stuff you said that Mount does. I'm sure if Chelsea saw that he did it too, they'd have no problem paying him that money.
They don't want to pay him the piece, but they'll pay Reece James, who's been injured for a lot of the time, that money within a heartbeat. Why is that?
The writing is on the wall, people. People, I understand we like to speculate. It's our job to kind of forecast and see what is and what could be. But sometimes the answers are right in front of you. I'll take us for an example. I always talk about this. When people started asking the question, why is Donny van der Beek not playing under Ollie? We were like, okay, you know what? Ollie, he really don't even know football like that. So we're not gonna hold him against that. When Ragnick came in and he wasn't playing, and he went out on loan to Everton, that's when the antennas were like, okay, hold up, what's going on here? And then the crescendo, the manager who put him on the pedestal to get liked and seen by all these people ain't playing him that much. So I just came to the conclusion that, hell, he's just not giving them what they need to see.
Facts. And to Josu, who mentioned as well about Mount's goals and assists, the vast majority of his goals came against the bottom 6 teams in the league. 4 of those goals, context. 3 of those got 2 or 3 of those, 4 of those goals I think were against Norwich, and 3 of them against Southampton.
There were
so Chelsea the vast majority of his goals against the bottom of the table.
Chelsea fans on this platform, Flawless. They did what? They put him in a United shirt for free.
Facts. But yeah.
You think I'm ever putting fucking Casemiro in a Chelsea shirt?
Exactly.
I'm putting fucking Varane in a Chelsea shirt. I'm putting Martinez. Shout out the Butcher. Get well soon. I'm putting him in a Chelsea shirt. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
The answers are right in front of you, people. They don't care, bro. Like they really don't care about this brother. And I know it's fucking them up because he thought he was really that guy.
Yeah. And people backing it. Oh, we got 11 goals and 10 assists. Yeah, against the bottom 6 teams in the league. What did he do against the mid-table teams? What did he do against the teams in the top half of the table? What did he do against the best teams in the league? Nothing. Nothing. Don't give me this 2 years in a row nonsense. Like I said, he don't start for Chelsea. No, but there's nobody in the chat advocating apart from Josie for him to come to Manchester United. I don't see no United fans. I don't see no Liverpool fans. I don't see no Arsenal fans advocating for him at their club. Not one. That tells you all you need to know. I see Chelsea fans celebrating the fact that this man might leave. Not all of them. Not all of them. But a lot of them.
If they were like, yo, we'll sell you Enzo, do you not think that to United, do you not think it'd be a fucking uproar? Like, learn from the responses, bro. Learn from the interactions. It's right there in front of you. It's really not.
And just to Ed, who says to play devil's advocate, we don't do that on the channel, but we'll discuss this because my guy said they did let Salah and KDB go, guys. Just because they let them go don't mean they ain't good.
Who did? Who let him go?
One, it was Mourinho. Number two, they didn't play 129 matches for Chelsea. If they played 129 matches for Chelsea, chances are they'd probably still be there. Probably. So they was unknown quantities. If you let go of enough youth players and younger players, you'll probably get some wrong. Mason Mount has played over 100 matches, so it's nowhere near the same thing. He's been there 4 seasons. Did Salah and KDB play 10 games combined? Probably not. So it's not the same thing. He's not good. Like I said, people be lying. I ask for on-the-ball attributes, and man give me off-the-ball attributes like defensive work rate and quick, which is not fast. But, we move. Mount is a good signing, especially under a good coach. Remember, Sir Alex didn't buy 12 world-class players. He had players he could work with, then became world-class. No, Mount is not a good signing because no one can't even tell me what he's good at on the ball, number one. Number two, yes, we do have a good coach, but Sir Alex also got things wrong as well. He signed bad players. So let's not do this. I'm old enough to know pretty much all of Sir Alex Ferguson's bad signings. So let's not act like managers don't get it wrong. Pep, that people are waxing lyrical about and calling the goal, got it wrong. Did he not sign Claudio Bravo? Did he not sign, what's the name of the striker? What's the name of the striker he signed? I'm thinking of the boxer Donaire, but it's something. Is it Nolito? He signed a striker. You lot in the chat will let me know. So let's not act. Did he not sign? Was he not playing Eric Garcia? Did Pep not play these 3? Did they hit? No. I don't back this shit blindly. All those 3 were duds, and I'm sure there's more. So let's not act like Pep always got it right. Let's not do that.
No coach gets it right. But are you really gonna bring up all the bad players that Sir Alex Ferguson brought in before he talk about someone like a fucking Nani? Like, what he talking? Come on. We just go bypass all the Ronaldo, Rooney, you name it. Can go down the list, and we gonna talk about the ones that weren't that good that he turned into pretty dope ones. When in reality, this is what I love. I talk about it all the time, people. You'll know how bad a player is when you pair them next to great talent.
Yep.
Right? You won't really know how good a player is when you put him on a bad team. Because the habits don't equate to winning. All the players that Ferguson would put in there, he understood what they were from Jump Street. So they looked good because they were playing next to more talented players doing all the dirty work. I can't, on the wings, during the Sir Alex time, like when he was really making his day, Flawless will tell you, like, our wingers were like not world class, but still very good.
Yes.
Better than Mason Mount.
Yes. There's no Mason Mount. There's no Mason Mount level player that Sir Alex signed and became something.
No,
if there is, name him. Name him in the chat.
And became a household guy.
Yes. Who became a household guy that is Mason Mount level? That Manchester United signed under Sir Alex. Please let me know. Because I can do this. Like I said, I'm old enough to remember this. So go on. Someone go ahead and lie. It's like Josu saying that Mason Mount's a great goal scorer. And he's got over double figures once in the Premier League. Like, come on, man. Like asking for on-the-ball attributes and man say defensive work rate.
Yeah, I'm sure Matthew, man, shout out to my guy Matthew. Matthew tell y'all too. He's
old enough.
Y'all want to battle with that? Go
the
tell you
amount of
too.
Mark Bostich, the amount of bad goalkeepers we signed.
We have people on this channel, and this channel, we have people who talk about that logical ball now. So if y'all come through with this nonsense, you'll get checked at the door. No shirts, no shoes, no service. That type of vibe. I'm telling you that right now. Y'all keep this up, man. Keep this up in the chat. I love y'all, but y'all wilding today.
Well, and to football is the game who says that's why Prem proven is key. No, it's not. Because when you look at if we do a greatest ever 11 in the Premier League overall, or greatest ever 11 of recent times, let's say the last 5-10 years, we could all pick an 11 where none of the Premier League, none of them were in the Premier League before. Haaland wasn't Prem proven. Aguero wasn't Prem proven. Mahrez, when he signed to Leicester, wasn't Prem proven. Neither was Kante. That's just 4 off the top of my head. Bernardo Silva wasn't. Gundogan wasn't. Diaz wasn't. Martinez wasn't. Casemiro was not. I'm saying that list goes on, and I can keep naming players and naming what we doing here. That's just Prem proven stuff. Who? And if you really want to go back early, what are we talking about? No, you don't have to be Prem proven.
Seriously, it's
like,
not.
What we doing?
It's
stop
not.
Stop it to try and defend this guy. You don't have to be Prem proven. Because our 2 best players this season weren't quote unquote Prem proven.
Ajax. Martinez came from Ajax, people. Eredivisie. Them type of things. Kush clouds in the stands. That's what they was doing over there. Is that Prem proven? Is that not your cold night in Stoke, as you people might affectionately say?
Yeah, Prem. Like what we doing? Like we can't go and list greats and say Prem proven. What we doing? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a player was Prem proven where?
That's that huge
shot. Cantona was sold to us as a problem. Prem proven where? Roy Keane was relegated. Prem proven where? Cantona was sold to us, for those that don't know, as a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not, again, football is the game. He says it's not in terms of Mount, bro. Not every player you sign cool off with the Mount hate. It's not hate. I just don't rate him. See that, people? Poke holes in my argument. When people start using words like hate and dislike and agenda, let me get this clear. I don't hate any footballer. I don't hate Mason Mount. I don't dislike Mason Mount. I have no agenda on Mason Mount. It's just that I can never, ever get a straight answer when I ask the question, what does he succeed at on the ball? I go back to Josu again. I asked Josu, give me on the ball attributes. He named 2 things that are off the ball. Why is that? To try and bolster it. He said defensive work rate, and he said quick. None of those 2 things are on the ball. I asked verbatim specifically. On the ball. So why would you add off the ball? Because you know it looks bare without it. He said goal scoring, which is just incorrect. Everyone can check Wikipedia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Football is the game says you've been on this clout for a whole, because people continue to ask me questions about it and then try to justify this nonsense. I'm all for disagreeing, but don't bring stupidness to me. If you bring stupidness to me, I'm going to respect. This is not Harry Kane we're talking about. A player that isn't number 1 option, but if we're to sign Harry Kane, I'd understand it. I don't think people understand and get it. I see no benefits to this Mason Mount deal. It's Cristiano Ronaldo to me all over again. When we signed Cristiano Ronaldo, this was the energy I had, where I said there's 0 benefit to this deal. And I look at Mason Mount, there's 0 benefit to me in this deal. Kane, I understand it. I see the positives. At Declan Rice, I see the positives. Mason Mount, absolutely not. I see 0 people.
You know what's crazy?
0. Yeah, go on, fam.
Even with the Ronaldo shit, I saw a positive in that. Like maybe, just like, and to his credit, you know what the positive was with Ronaldo?
Go on.
Brother couldn't get what he wanted, so he flipped the whole table over, and now he got to start anew. So my dog, hey, me and Ronaldo got a love-hate relationship, but I still, again, you told on the Glazers, which was lovely, but to this Mount point, Hey man, Piers Morgan ain't trying to talk to no motherfucking Mason Mount, so we got nothing to worry about when it comes to that. He ain't have yo interview going straight to Twitter on a 2-minute clip, dog. You not getting no prime time slot, Mason Mount. All right, so look at all that. People, he's not that good. Don't do this to yourselves, people.
And this is what it is. I don't think people don't understand this. I see zero benefit to this deal. Zero. You know what I'm saying? And that zero benefit to the deal. It reminds me of Ronaldo. And you know what Ronaldo reminds me of? The Oli era. This is an Oli signing. That's how this makes me feel. Alam put this in better terms. And maybe because he's not emotionally connected and he knows me well enough and he's not on the inside of like the deal going on in terms of your club. He explained it and was like how down in the dumps Manchester United were at under Oli and how it was just all black. You know what I'm saying? There was no light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel had caved in. And then you have Ten Hag coming and Ten Hag talks well and he's a manager with tactics and he gives you hope. And then he makes signings and you go, I like the signings. And then you see us start to play better football. You see us start to get better results. And then on top of that, we win a trophy. And on top of that, we then finish third in the league. On top of that, we get to an FA Cup final and you go, right, this is looking good. And then at the start of the window, you get linked with a Kim Min-jae. And you hear other good names, like a Harry Kane, for example. And then someone says Mason Mount. And then your team is genuinely interested in it. It's like a fire film and you get to the end and it's shocking. That's how this feels. I've been in not a film, forget that, a series. I've been invested in this series for 4, 5, 6 seasons. And I get to the end and I'm like, what you man just did?
You had a battle rap joint and he says a bar and then you waiting for the punchline to come in, but he forgets it. So everybody looking at him like, huh?
It's like, you know what it's like, people? For battle rap heads, I don't know this. Lux and Verb. I was looking forward to that battle because they're two battlers I like. I was watching that shit. First 2 rounds from both of them, fire. And then Lux's third drops. And you're like, what is this shit? Spoiled the bout. First two rounds from both of them. Bear in mind, they're 2 of my favorites as well. Lux and Verb, I've been watching for years. 2 perfect example. Thank you, Eddie. Love like both of them. First 2 rounds, fire. And then you get to Loaded Lux's third and you hear that. And you go, huh? I skipped that. When I watched that battle back, I skipped his third. I watched the first 2 and I watched Verb's third. And Verb even said it. Verb sounded disappointed when he spoke about it afterwards. Like, I was expecting a 3rd round haymaker. Right? That's legit what it is. And that's where it's at with Mason Mount. We've come all this way and built up all this hope and actually succeeded and done things. And then you're telling me Mason, like, it's Ollie all over again. I feel like we're back in the last regime. I'm just not with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not with it whatsoever at all. In the slightest. Nope. Not in the slightest. Again, Joe, so you keep saying this because this is what people do. So because they can't defend the guy that I'm criticizing because my criticism is fair, they'll then go at the player that I said I rated. So I get to this in a sec, but notice this, people. This is a common trend that people do. People say, oh, who do you want to attack that? Bear in mind, if I was sat here and said, I'm trying to think of a player. If we was linked with Mbappe and I was sat here criticizing Mbappe, do you think anybody in the chat would ask me, who do you want instead of Mbappe? No, they'd be listing Mbappe's achievements and Mbappe's attributes and what Mbappe's good at. That's what they would be doing. But because it's a Mount and he can't even do, and he has nothing to defend, people are going to attack it. So again, Josu, you care about GNA. GNA is not on my list. We have the king of GNA. Bruno does that shit. And I don't rate Bruno because it's about eye test and stat test. Mount fails at both. Bruno fails at one. Maddison succeeds at both. He passes the stat test. He passes the eye test. Bear in mind the team he's playing in. Go look at his numbers. Bear in mind, you know what he's done? Help Leicester win an FA Cup also, which is major for them. So that's why I want Maddison. And he washes Mount at everything on the ball. On the all battery routes, he mollywops his ass at everything. It's not even a debate.
Yeah.
On the ball attributes, James Madison or Mason Mount is not even close. Not even close from a technical aspect. The only thing Mount has over him is probably pressing and work rate. Yeah, you're right. Football is a game fitness test. He would pass the fitness test because Madison plays enough games. Guarantee you, I'm looking at the numbers right here, right now. Madison played more league games than Mason Mount this season.
He's a fighter. They didn't go down because of Madison, people.
Bear in mind, Eddie, I go one further. Last season, Madison had played more Premier League games than Mason Mount.
Oh, so there you go.
So 2021-22 and 22-23 he played more games. The season before, Mount got him by 5 matches. 2020-21. And in 19-20, Mount's got him by, again, 5-6 matches. So it's close. So
you're going to learn today. I tell you right now, people, you're going to learn today.
People, man, like, let's not do this.
If we're going to do this,
let's not do this. Because if we list their attributes and go on the ball attributes, who's better than who, any attribute you want to name on the ball, we know who the better player is. But you lot are going back this for some reason. And I don't know why. Don't get it. Yes, he's a better set piece. Yeah, he's a better set piece taker. Yes, he's a better set piece taker. Madison's never set foot in the Champions League. So none of our players. A lot of our legends never had set foot in the Champions League. So on that note, we shouldn't have signed Cantona because he never set foot in the Champions League. We should have never assigned Roy Keane because he never set foot in the Champions League. Andy Cole, Dwight York, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Teddy Sheringham, Yap Stam, Schmeichel. What are we doing? None of these, man. Dennis Irwin, Patrice Evra, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand.
Y'all doing too much right now.
Hear the logic. Oh, because he's never set foot in the Champions League. All right, so we wouldn't sign a load of players then. All them players, for those that I'm lucky enough to have been to Old Trafford, there's, like I always say, outside the stadium, there's pictures of loads of the legends outside. Go look and see how many of them have played in the Champions League. That's why I don't hear this relegation stuff as well. Because people always try this. I say our most successful Premier League captain ever got relegated. So we shouldn't have signed him then. And then you know what? We probably don't win the treble. And this is a prime example, people, of why I say fans shouldn't run clubs. And I include myself in that. Because people come up with the most nonsense arguments I've ever heard.
Just make me in charge of, kicking them out. Like, let me be the luggage dude. I can do that, though. I can't build no team, but I can damn sure show some of them the door. I can do that for real.
What are we doing here? The Footballers Game says exactly my point is every player a manager wants to sign doesn't have to be world-class before they come in, let the coach. Like I said to you before, football is the game, and you didn't answer this question, so I ask it you again. Name a player who Manchester United signed who is of Mason Mount's level, who became a household name under Sir Alex.
And fam, we're not fucking Brighton, dog.
Yes, it's about talent.
We can legit go buy him if we want. Like some people, life ain't fair. Some people got it like this, people. We can go buy somebody. We could.
Yes.
With the adequate ownership, we are the type of football institution that can rival the likes of Madrid when it comes to spending. We're like top 3 most valuable clubs in the world.
Facts.
I think it said 6.6 was our value, something like that.
Yeah.
Come on, don't do this to yourselves, people. Like, just because of how the Glazers have been acting, how we've been buying players. Like, yeah, I don't want to go back to the days where we spent, a $90 million on one player just to flex, no other system behind them. But I think we got to remind y'all. Like, we just spent $80 million on a project in Anthony. Reluctantly, but if it was anybody else, like if it was any other ownership, bro, and the manager wanted him, they throw the cash, keep it pushing. Chelsea out here spending $600 million in a fucking window. Huh?
Facts. And just in this Footballers Game says not many 8s get you 30 G&A in a season. KDB, Bruno, Mount did that in the Champions League run. There's potential there. Ten Hag knows ball. I disagree. Just because you get 30 G&A in a season don't make you a great player. Bruno did it. I want him gone. And what did we win? It's a team game. Same reason I don't want Kane. Getting goals and assists is all well and good. What did your team win? What did the team win? That's what I'm asking. Like I said, I asked for on the ball attributes, man gave me off the ball stuff. But here we are. We won the league and Champions League with Anderson, Jason Park, Cleverly, etc. I might
Who
actually
else?
check the numbers. Yeah, who
Who
else?
else?
Who else? One number one and number two. Mason Mount is not of Jason Park's level. Let's not do that.
Oh no!
Let's not do that.
Flawless, we gotta. Hey man, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. When it comes to these conversations, sometimes you just gotta cut the cord. We're not doing this. We're not doing this with y'all no more.
And actually,
no more. At least I'm not flawless. You know what? The content is good, but me, I tap out. You win. Mason Mount is the greatest English midfield I've ever seen in my life. I still don't want him at my club.
Bear in mind, here's this myth. I'm just looking at it now because this is where people lie because we got this thing called the internet. So I'm looking here. Thomas Cleverly, the year 2012, 2013, when we won the league, played 22 matches. He was not a mainstay. Yeah, he was not a mainstay. He played 22 league matches. So we did not win the league with Cleverly. I'm going to check Anderson's numbers in a sec. Jason Park is much better. Bear in mind, Jason Park was a squad player, but he's still better than Mason Mount. So that's two of the three. Let me check Anderson.
Don't even dare include him in the conversation with fucking Darren Fletcher. Don't even try.
Let me just do this. Hold up 1 second.
He's not even Fletcher.
I'm just having a look here. Give me 1 second. So that kills the. I know Park Ji-sung was a squad player. Cleverly played 22 league matches. Okay, so let's get to that. Anderson, let's see this. Manchester United 2012-13 played 17 league matches. Did we won it in 08 as well? He played 24 league matches. We won it in 2009. He played 17 league matches. So what are we doing? So none of these three players you mentioned were mainstays in the team. There was better players in front of them. Carrick and Scholes, I'm guessing, but I'll have to double check.
Stephanie, I'm defeated. I'm defeated.
Like, people just be saying anything like you can't Google these things.
In submission.
I've
been placed in the walls of Jericho by these Mount supporters, and I now must proclaim Mason Mount, the greatest English midfield I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, Rhino, people just be saying anything. It's like, oh yeah, we won with Cleverly and Anderson. Yes, it's part of the squad because there was quality players in front of them. That's why I went and checked their numbers. Neither of them man went or played over 25 league matches in any title-winning season. And I know Park Ji-sung was a squad player. Bear in mind, Mount's not better than Park Ji-sung, by the way. Let me just get that right. Let's get that straight. And I know a lot of you lot in the chat even old enough to have seen Park Ji-sung. So, like, let's not do that. It's mad. You know what I'm saying? It's mad. Yo, hilarious, man. People be lying. Straight up. Man told me Mount with a bare face wrote and said Mount's a goal scorer. Look at his numbers. No, he's not. Man has 9 open play assists in 4 seasons. That's less than 2 a season.
But, y'all doing too much, man. Y'all really doing too much, man. Where it go, man? Y'all something else, man.
Hey, before we continue, over 90 of you lot in the building. Big up. We're at 59 likes. Get that up to 70 likes, people. Hit the subscribe button as well, because this is A1 content, people. And this is what the transfer news is going to be like. Bear in mind, people, the reason why I'm so strong with this Mason Mount dislike, not dislike, sorry, that's the wrong word. See, that's you lot. With this Mason Mount, the dislike of the transfer, I should say. That's what I say. The reason why I have this dislike of the transfer is because I see 0 positives to it. 0. It's Ronaldo. And you know what Ronaldo reminds me of? The Ollie era. Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Yeah, Jesse, hella Mount fanboys, man. You know what I'm saying? And that. I told you he was a good progressive passer and that he's got 49 GNA since 1920, but that isn't good enough for you. He's also better passing numbers.
Don't do it.
Don't seem to care. Yeah, you're right, Josie. We don't care. We'll just end it there. We don't care.
It there.
You know what I'm saying? We don't. No, we don't.
Not even a little bit.
We don't. And look, Chelsea fan saying this. Chelsea fan. No, people. Chelsea fan saying that. Chelsea fan saying that. No, I don't care. No. You know what I'm saying? And that. I don't want no one who averages 2 open play assists at my football club per season. Like, no, you don't even average 2. It's less than 2.
People.
Oh, wait. No. Sorry,
really
it's just above 2. It's above 2.
Do you really think we're going to sit here and be like, yeah, don't bring me back good players? Why such pushback on our part? And why are the adversaries pushing them onto our doorstep?
Facts.
This is like tug of war. It's like a one-sided tug of war, right? But instead, it's like instead of pulling the flag, these brothers actually say, "Yeah, we're not gonna pull. Just take the flag. Just take it. Don't even worry about it. There's no resistance whatsoever. Just take the flag." Now you got to start to ask questions. We're in a tug of war. Why are you telling me to take the flag?
Yeah, Sanford, this is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And in the words of Stephen A. Smith, we don't care because these are like the same debates, not with the same people, but we had the same debates over Ronaldo. I had the same debates over Ollie. And then people disappeared.
And low key, we got the same debates about Bruno.
We got the same debates about Bruno. We do
Yeah,
have
I
the
do
same
this twice about two different. Hell no. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. Y'all got me frowning for an hour and a half. What's wrong with y'all? The sun is out. You know, when the sun's out, you know what that means. Sundresses, hello. But y'all got me in here frowning.
2-2's fam. 1 second.
Yeah, do your thing.
Baby, one.
Yep. Back to these comments. Yeah, shout out Camille, Pep Habibi. Hey man, listen. Sorry, we got to bring them tears. We got to have them tears flowing like waterfalls tomorrow, my boy. All these city fans in the chat, shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all leave that like, because the only thing y'all will win is who hits the likes first. That's the only thing y'all gonna win today. I mean, yeah, today your time. But yeah, you see these comments. I reckon Jose has watched a 2-minute combination on you. Yeah, listen, Matthew, I don't know, man. I like Bruno. I'm only semi-ashamed to admit it. Hey, man, the first step is admitting. Chris. We are with you, Chris. We are with you. Systems make players look better than they are. Mountain is a system player. We're not in it for system players, dog. Nobody's in it for system players. Nobody spends 55 to 60 million on a system player. That is seen as a starter, an impact player. System players are like 30, 40. System players are fucking McTominay getting a transfer. A Fred is a system player. Just plug and play. You need game changers. We're going up against people. The bar, unfortunately, is Manchester City. So every transfer that we talk about would be attached to the context of how close do we get to City with this transfer.
Yep.
The facts are Mason Mount brings us no closer.
Facts.
That's it. Those are the facts. You can't look at our squad and say adding a Mason Mount is what we need. No.
And that's
like, and again, people, the thing is, this is what was so funny about this year. Ollie got second place. When Ollie got second place, people, it should have let y'all know, oh, that's second place shit. Who really gives a fuck about it?
Yeah, because his first losers. And just to clarify as well, for people who are going back and forth with me about Maddison, I'm saying bring me Bell. Maddison's my pick. But I'm saying bring me better than Mason Mount. Like I say, Mount's not the answer, but like I said, you lot go and defend him. And then when we fall short, I'm surprised. I've already said if we sign Mason Mount, I'm logging out for the season. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like for real. And Alfredo says, Flawless talking about Keane being relegated and not blaming him for the team failure. Why can't you use the same logic on Kane and Tottenham? No, the reason why I mentioned Keane being relegated, I'm using the stupid logic about it. The fact that people are saying we shouldn't sign Maddison because he's been relegated with Leicester. So I'm saying by that logic, we shouldn't have signed Keane. Bear in mind, Roy Keane at that time levels above Mason where Mason Mount is out right now.
The fact that he's
and for those that don't know, go read his book where Manchester United players themselves vouch for Roy Keane. They said to Sir Alex, he's a baller, go and get him. Bear in mind, he's one of the best central midfielders we've ever seen. But, you know, I'm
not involved. I'm not going to include that brother's name with one of the GOATs. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all not going to get me to do it. Flawless is a man of the people. He's a professional.
So
me, I'm a semi-professional.
Yeah.
I got to keep it clean. Flawless, you know, that's El Presidente. He got to do it for the people. Me, I can be the dickhead. I can afford that opportunity.
And that's what it is. So in terms of this, is Keane partly to blame for getting relegated at Forest? Yes. But then guess what he did? Turned it around and became the most successful captain in Manchester United's Premier League history.
Tell them.
Man captained the treble.
Sound like
Man captained the free.
Tell
Forget
them.
captaincy.
Tell them.
Forget captaincy, people. He was also successful when he got here, like outside of the captaincy. Before he got the captain's armband, he was successful. So that's what it is. Like, don't compare Roy Keane. Harry Kane is not where Roy Keane's levels are. No. You know what I'm saying? And Mason Mount is nowhere near it either. But we move.
ER, pause on that super chat, but appreciate the super chat.
Yeah, and I've really got to close out because I'm heading over to Hassam's channel right now. And that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just say big up for the super chat. We're not going there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we're just going to do that. Yes, E-Man edits. I'm supposed to be on Hassam's stream, but look, it's just under 100 of you lot in the building. The stream's been going this long because Sam understands that I'm heading over there now and I'm taking all of you lot with me. So all 100 of you lot in here, or 98 to be exact, head over to Hassam's stream. Look, he's here. So make sure you get over. Look, Hassam, I dropped it. You know what I'm saying? And that. Look, you lot. And Hassam, you dickhead, why have you not got raids on? I would have raided him, but he's not got raids on his channel. See?
Oh, we tried to give him the numbers. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Unprofessional, man, this guy. Turn raids on you, clown. Right, I got to close out anyway. Eddie, my brother.
Yeah.
There's no one better. I'd rather be in the trenches with this because we're going to have a long summer, fam.
Yeah.
A long summer.
Before we end out.
Yeah, you go.
Let me get it right. 2-1 to the boys. Extra time.
Yeah.
2-1 to the boys.
2-1 FA Cup. I'm saying 1-0 Manchester United. FA Cup final, people.
FA Cup final, people.
FA Cup final. Manchester United going to win that FA Cup and we'll be here. But don't worry, just because the season's stopping, me and Eddie will still bring you these shows on Friday. And with how this has gone, we might have to make these shows later, you know. Might be a late show.
Yeah, maybe. It's the numbers looking dope. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. That was dope.
I think it might be a later shout still. All right. Yeah. Me and Eddie will discuss that. But love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. You lot head over to This Is Football right now. Big up.